Happy Tuesday, everybody. It is another strange day in the crypto markets. Yeah, everybody's wondering, are we going to get this bounce? Are we going to get a rally? Or are we just going to roll over from here all the way down to that 200 weekly moving average, which is sitting around $60,000? What is going on? What gives? Now, another narrative I've been seeing a lot of on the internet is that everybody's talking about a CME gap at around 84,500. Is it possible that we will rally up to fill that? Is there enough juice in the tank, basically, to make that happen? And will we get just a small little run out of altcoins? What is going on? What is going on? It's a bit of a strange market indeed, but we're here bringing the good vibes as always, guys, because bear markets are for building, they're for investing, they're for tuning in and honing in on your skills. And we've been having a lot of new members sign up lately, and it's really great to see. We are days away from our big launch of the Trading Master class, and honestly, it will pay for itself and many times over. It is the most information. I don't know. I've never seen information like this in another course. The way that Rob has broken down strategy and made it easy to understand for the average person. And you don't need to have tons of indicators. You don't need to do tons of fancy things. It's a proven, powerful, really great strategy. And then along the way, in the group, Rob will take you through a lot of different scenarios, and you'll be able to watch them play out and understand more and more as you go, right? So today, what we'll be discussing is it possible to get that rally? Are we just going to roll over a few key altcoin setups that we crushed in the hive, okay? And maybe one or two that we'll give you as a freebie here for tuning in on YouTube, because you guys are the real ones, you know it. If you are tuning in right now when everybody is ultra mega bearish and nobody cares and nobody wants to know what's happening with crypto, you do, because you are going to win, and you have a winning mentality, guys. Like, that's what it is. We want winners on this channel, guys. That winning mentality that you will stop at nothing to learn how to do this and, to perfect your skills, because we've been here constantly for months now, trying to transmit this information to people who are actually willing to listen and don't just want silver spoon, tell me what's happening. No, you've got to understand conceptually what's happening so that you can take these skills with you forever and ever and crush it, no matter what market conditions we are in. We've been making money shorting the market, and that is just where we're at right now. So we're going to have a look at where we stand as far as Bitcoin and altcoins. Will we get that rally? Also, just strange things. President Trump came out and he came to an agreement with India. Okay, so these negotiation tactics, again, we're just sort of seeming to be at a stalemate in the world right now. Like, what's happening? All the Epstein files. I mean, I know that you guys have seen them. There's stuff about Satoshi in there and the original Bitcoin founder. There's stuff about literally every single known politician. I mean, it feels like that. So this is just like a great awakening of like ripping off the Band-Aid of so many things that have been sort of like suppressed in the background for a long time. And that is never a bed of roses. But trust me, that beautiful golden age that Trump spoke about and speaks about, it will happen. And we are in the midst of it, whether it feels like it or not right now. This is the future and you are in the right place. So don't give up. Don't ever give up. That's my message for today. And then as far as other news, we did hear sort of rumblings about Trump launching another coin for DJT, or DJF, the Donald Trump Foundation. I don't know. Hopefully not. We don't need more Trump coins in the market circulating right now. We've got enough problems in crypto as it is. And yeah, so as far as other news, Elon's going to launch Dogecoin to the moon, and Nancy Pelosi disclosed a sale of up to $500,000 worth of PayPal stock today, and the stock is and today the stock is down 20%. So more insider trading. Will we figure out more of what's going on? I don't know. Weird shenanigans are happening, and we are here to help you make sense of that all. And in the meantime, as usual, we are crushing it in the market, guys. So I'm going to invite Rob onto the stage because today is going to be a quick one. So make sure that you're tuned in if you're just hanging out, because we aren't going to be on long today, and we want to make it short, sweet, and powerful. So, Rob, how you doing?
I am doing wonderful. Locked in some profits. I got stops and profits on our shorts. We had quite a few of them in there, and I've had some ideas out there. I didn't really get to like babysit people through, but it was me just showing how majority of the market yesterday was bearishly retesting, and yesterday was the day to DCA into a bearish retest, and today is the day where we get to take some profits and move stop losses up. Very simple and easy trading right now. So right now, doing good, stacking up them wins to get some more gangs to buy the dip whenever the bottom's in.
Yes, and actually, Rob does update quite often, guys, in the Hive on when to move stops to break even, how to move them up. We cover that in our course, so you will get a thorough analysis of that as well if you're having trouble just understanding how to navigate and manage those trades, right? So that's what we do. We take you from start to finish, and that's just it's what most people don't get in your average group. You get your call outs and your levels, and that's it, and you're left to sort of figure it out on your own. And there's a much better way of going about this, which Rob teaches in the course. So very excited for that.
Yeah, get in the definitely get into the group as well too. Ask questions, because the more active you are in group, the more I can help people as well too. It's one thing. If I see people making mistakes, I like seeing people win. So when I start seeing people make mistakes or there's something going wrong, I'm like, hey, send this chart over, or send the chart in group. Let me look at it. Let me see what you're looking at, so that I can sit there and help you out. So it's always a good idea to be in the group and asking questions, in my opinion too.
Absolutely. You got to ask questions, guys. You got to get involved as much as you possibly can. Just want to do a quick shout out before we pull the charts up. Jeannie, you're always here, man. You will win. I'm just saying you will win. 902 Johnson, what's up? What's up? The real ones. That's right. The real hivers. Richard says RSI is oversold for Bitcoin. Bitcoin bouncing back, volume getting lower. What's happening with Bitcoin? Chris says increased holdings in Theta and TFIL. Wow. What's up, Chris? We got a Theta gang in the house. Okay, I haven't looked at Theta in a minute, but we will have a look at that at some point. Yeah, I mean, people are, ready. It feels like people are just ready. Rob and I were discussing this, that people are kind of sort of ready to buy the dip. We get that inkling in the market right now. People are hopeful for a bounce soon. We have 902 Johnson says, wife wants to make Amazon purchases, but I said no. Got to drain the bank account. Buying up T-Fuel. Okay. Well, get your wife involved in crypto. Get her in the group. And then maybe she'll understand a little bit more and she'll get excited. I'm telling you, women light up when they understand how this space works, and it's really a cool thing. So invite all the women in your life. And I'll be going over a few things about the group later on in the stream when we get a few more people in, because some people have been having trouble with the bot, and there's one thing that we saw that might be giving you trouble. So we'll help you out with that. But Rob, what do you say we pull up the charts?
Yep, let's do that.
Okay, I don't know if I see them down there.
Is it frozen? It's on there.
Yeah, it's just a picture of us, though.
Yeah, I haven't moved over my screen yet.
Okay, let's see if it works. It doesn't look like it's going to work.
It's not working?
But let's see.
Is it working?
It's the same thing as yesterday. It's sort of a picture in a picture. You might have to go and come back in.
Why is it doing that again? Let me try.
Yeah, it's the nature of the beast. It's crypto. It's the world. It's a strange world. It's snowing heavily in weird places. It's raining here in Marbella in Spain. It never rains here in Spain. Let's see. Yep, now we got it. We got it, guys. We're all good.
All right, so we're just going to jump into Bitcoin right away, right here, because I mean that's what's the driving factor. It seems like altcoins are following Bitcoin more than Bitcoin dominance, so we got to be paying attention to what's going on there. So the biggest thing right now is we didn't break out of this level right here. It looked like we wanted to break out of a falling channel that we were in yesterday. That was in the 30-minute chart, was like right about in here, and then we rolled it over and we broke back into it. So there's kind of two ways you can make a trend line: one from this point, and now from this point to this point. So this trend line, I have to sit there and say now it is invalid. I'm not going to use this trend line because we faked down on it. Now it looks like twice. So what the main thing though is we never made a new high, and we did make a new low on it in the 1 hour time frame here. So that there, price action wise, is more bearish to me on price action wise. But what I'm watching now is you can see how whenever we pull back this time, we had a big green candle. Now we're getting a second one that's going to close here in about 15 minutes. We're not breaking the 1 hour 9 just yet, but that showed me that buyers are coming in stronger every time we pull back, which is telling me that every time we pull back, buyers are stepping in. So I know yesterday was a very big bearish one here, but now it's sitting there. Now it's trying to figure out when is the time to make sure that we close up shorts and we maybe get some bounce trades in and see where we can go to after that. Maybe we do feel that gap. Maybe we don't. We'll go over that just a little bit, and I can go over one reason why we may feel the gap here as well too.
All right.
So, and also too, if you look at it 1 hour time frame, we have this low and this low. I was going to say we have bullish divergence, but on the RSIs we did not have bullish divergence. But we did on the paid Lux algo right here. So you see this little blue line right here. That's telling me bullish divergence, and it also pops up on my chart as well too. That's that blue line, and the RSI doesn't agree with it. But again, they use like moving averages and stuff to do bullish divergence. I don't know how they do it. They have something different calculated in there. Actually, when I was looking through settings, I think they use the moving average 9 for bullish divergence somehow. I don't understand how they do it, but they do. But they do. So, well, I'm going to go with it. So Lux Algo is calling bullish divergence right here. And for me, I still need to see a higher high or at least a higher low next, a bullish change of character of some sort, which I believe we do not have just yet. We can double check with the indicator, but we would need to be at least we need to break the $79,000 range in order to sit that. But I do like how strong this buying, these candles here, these are like bullish engulfing candles here. I do like how strong they look right now. But that just because I like how they look doesn't mean, hey, go and buy now because we're bullish. We still need some more confirmations on some things.
Right. Yeah, we still need to see how that pans out and if whether or not the momentum continues. So, yeah, absolutely. That's what's going on in Bitcoin right now. And literally, we'll update you, as this happens in real time in the group. So you've got to be in the group if you want to understand what's going on, because we only come on YouTube once a day and things happen fast in crypto, as you all know. What's up, Mikey? Clean breakdown TA. Rob is the GOAT, guys. Rob is the GOAT. So yeah, he's been slamming it on a lot of calls, and we're just so excited to get this course going, to get you guys more information and to see you continue to win, especially those of you who are kind of afraid to take shorts. It's not something you're so used to. We go over how to short on BYDFI, what that entails, when to get into shorts. It's just very similar to longs, but people are just not accustomed to doing it, okay? People are more accustomed to long in the market. So we teach you how to do that, and that's really fundamental. In a bear market, you got to trade with the trend, and the trend is down in a bear market. So one other thing that was interesting that I saw on one channel was that the 200 moving simple SMA weekly is the closest it's ever been to a top. So I don't know if that's significant anyway, but it's interesting to know how close we are to a potential bottom, right? So people are sort of just like, they don't really know what to make of all of this information. And so we like to look at confluence and different things happening in the market as to what could happen next. And I see you've got, we've looked at this chart several times in the group down below on the longs.
Yes. So this is where I'm going to sit there and say we have a good potential. This starts telling me we do have a good potential of filling up that gap. Now, I've been waiting for this bottom chart here. So this is called BTC Bitfinex longs. This is telling you everybody that's opened up longs on Bitfinex. All right. So people are loaded up on longs on Bitcoin. I'm not sure what leverage they use or blah, 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 but it's just been consistently going up. So this chart works inverse of Bitcoin. As long as this is going up, usually Bitcoin is going down. When this is going down, Bitcoin's going up. So that means people are taking profits on their longs as Bitcoin is going up. And what it's basically saying is as it's going down, the dippers are sitting there scaling in and buying the dip. until it reverses. Basically, they're scaling in somehow. So they're probably low leverage traders. They're not sitting there. They know how to do it very well. I'm actually not a person that trades like that. I would rather just wait for my signals. I think it's much easier than DCAing. They've been DCAing since basically we could sit there and say probably it looks like at least this level right here from $107,000 from what the line's showing me. So, I mean, that's a pretty, they're just going to keep on DCAing until they go up. And they probably do it. They probably start with say they have $1 million portfolio. They probably put like $1,000 in, then a couple thousand in, and then 5,000 in, then 20,000 in. You know what I mean? They're increasing their position size dramatically as it drops, most likely, in my opinion. That's the only way I could think of how it would work mathematically in my head to make it make sense to do it this way, right? But anyway, what I'm looking at now is we were looking to get rejected from this trend line, and I was really, that's also too, yesterday I didn't mention it. We were right at this trend line. I'm like, we got to get rejected here. And that was also another confluence I was using for a bounce, and it didn't. It broke out to the trend line right now. So it's still going up. We broke out to the upside, and now we can sit there and say, let's go ahead and get my drawing thing. Right here, we are at this resistance right here. So the question is, do we break up above it a little bit and then come back down or something like that? We just get rejected, play a little dancing queen on it, and then it comes down. And once that starts coming down, you're going to see Bitcoin start coming up. Now, where is that gap at? So let's go ahead. Let's go to this real quick. Let's go to Bitcoin CME. Let's see how far that up that is.
I think it's around 84.5, but let's confirm that on the
what CME. Is it? Bitcoin 1, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
I have it in my indicator chart list anyway, so let me find it. I am all organized in a way, somehow, some way. Exclamation point. That's right.
That's it. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and see where that gap is at. So let's go ahead. Was it in a weekly time frame? All right. So yeah, there's a gap right here. And if they're sitting there they're probably looking at that gap now. It's probably going to get filled. And I'm trying to think of it how I would do it if I'm in that position. If I was sitting there DCAing somewhere up in here, what would I have to do in order to get out at least break even or some kind of profits? They're going to be looking at if they think that's going to be our take profit, they're going to have to really be doubling down in order to get some profit on those areas there. So that's the way. I mean, if I was sat there and I was buying up in here and I'm down at this much of a loss, they're gonna want to get somewhere. Probably, I'm guessing, like you get down to that 70K psychological level, get somewhere in there. If they buy a big dip right there and we get some kind of bounce right there and come up in there, they probably could break even and come out in profit during this CME gap, which it looks like it's all the way up to here. Yeah. So the CME gap starts at 79,000. So they're probably figuring out their math right now to figure out how much they got to buy. And that's why I think the buying pressure's getting more aggressive right now, because they're probably taking a lot more bigger positions. It's also a style. If you, I think you go online and look it up. It's called V bounce recovery. So it's to recover your on your loss position as well too. So they might be looking for a V bounce recovery to get that gap filled up. Now, now the question is, how much lower do we go, or how soon do we fill up that gap? And we will go ahead and look at that idea next.
Wow, interesting. Guys, I don't see this on any other channel, this kind of analysis. So if you like that, smash the like, hit the subscribe, and share this stream, because we are giving you valuable information here that can really help you understand. I mean, while most people are saying, hey, most people are going to say here on this bounce, hey, we're back, we're bullish again. Actually, this is a very different thing that Rob is describing, is people trying to get out of positions that are underwater, and they're trying to, find a good exit, right? That's completely opposite of being back. And that would amount to a lot of bearish retesting on a lot of coins as well.
Yeah, I'm really interested. Like, if I'm really like, I can't wait to see, like, if we do go and fill that gap up, to see how much that Bitcoin longs drop. Like, if it starts dropping dramatically, I'm gonna have to sit there and be like, I think I was right. And if it doesn't, maybe a different idea is going on with them. I'm just trying to think of how I would do it if I was in their shoes. That's kind of the way I'm looking at it right now. Right. So what I'm looking at right now is the Bitcoin 3-day chart. We're looking at the oscillators right here. So bear market bounces are different than bull market bounces. So if you know how to trade oversold bounces in a bull market, you can make lots of money. If you try that same style in a bear market, you're going to just give it all back. How do I know that? Because I've done that. So I traded really good. And I think I said that yesterday, really well on bull market bounces. Then once it flipped to bear market, I just gave it all back in a bear market. So I'm sure some people can relate to that. And it's happened to them once, twice, maybe 3 times.
Right.
So what I'm looking at right now is I need to see, for me to sit there and say we're oversold bounce time, I need to see the 3-day time frame be up in oversold territory, which we just hit on the RSI, but we still need this come all the way down, start going down sideways, and point up in the 3-day time frame. We also need that in the 1-day time frame. We're basically there. We're pointing up. We're not crossed over yet. See how it faked out though? It's because of the 3-day time frame, and we're in a bear market, so we weren't there yet in the 3-day time frame. Then we also need the 12-hour time frame. See the 12-hour time frame? We're almost there, but it looks like we're now really zooming on it. That one's starting to kind of curl over just a little bit already. So maybe this 12 hours is going to come back down, double bottom, and then come back up. But we're also in the oversold area, and there is zero on the 12-hour time frame. There is zero bullish divergence in the 12-hour time frame. So therefore, I am sitting there going, not yet for an. If it does happen, it does happen. I missed the oversold bounce. I'm okay with it. But right now, my chart's telling me wait for this 3-day to sit there and give me some confirmations. Wait for this 3-day Stosh RSI to point up. And whenever this 1-day, 12-day gets up there and the Stosh RSI is about up there, it's probably time to get out. If it's in the gap and fills up the gap by then, you better be taking profits if you're trading an oversold bounce.
Wow, that's very, very interesting, actually, the mechanics of that and how your charts are telling you to wait if people are already all talking about the oversold bounce, right? And that Bitcoin's oversold. But the actual nuances of, okay, but when is it actually time? When is it confirmed, right? Like that is risk management, guys. And it's much different in a bear market, as Rob is saying, than in a bull market. So is that the reason why you use the 3-day time frame on during a bear market?
Yes, because what I'll start doing, like I have to sit there and just stay off my own history. I'll be like, oh wow, we're oversold in the 1-day time frame or something like that. And then look, we were oversold in the 1-day time frame right over here. And I'm gonna let's just use the RSI for example. Let me go ahead and close this so everybody can see it. I'll close this one and let's close this one here, right? So we're gonna go off of just one data point right here. And let's just go off this one right here. So that's not my drawing tool. So right here. So it was oversold about right there, right? And we did get a bounce, but look how small the bounce over, then came back down, went up to here to overbought, barely a move up. All it did was make a rising wedge, right? From here to here, and it broke down. And that's all the bounce is now in a bull market. And that's where people get tricked. They're like, bounce. So if you're used to trading, so look at this bounce over here. This bounce right here came back up, came back down, oversold basically, has a little bit of bullish divergence, bounced all the way up here. Then look at that run. So you're anticipating, you're used to trading this. What happened over here? You're used to sitting there looking like, all right, oversold Bitcoin. I'm gonna be buying oversold Bitcoin, and most likely I'm gonna be getting like a good 50% run. Where now you get oversold Bitcoin, and you're looking at like a 15% run. Completely different mindset. And you're like 15%, there ain't no way this is an oversold bounce trade or we come from oversold. It doesn't work that way. But no, that's the difference in a bear market. You have to sit there and change your perspective on how much a target or a asset's going to move in a different market conditions. That's why it's good to sit there and admit whenever something isn't a bear or isn't a bull. So that way you know what to expect whenever you do open a trade up and where to put your targets or something like that. So let's see here, 15% last time. Where were we saying at for the CME gap? What we say, what level was that at?
84.5 is like the top.
That's a 15% move from right here. So if we're going from oversold there to right here, look at that. It's almost the same move all the way up to there. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to go. So I can sit there and say, potentially it might be time for the oversold, but that doesn't mean we're not going to come back down and make some kind of flag like this, same as we did before, come up, come down, touch it, and kind of work our way up to it, and then roll over again.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is definitely different. And the moves to the downside are much more violent than the oversold bounces, right? That's like how the bear market is. Hence why we're teaching people how to trade and how to short in the group, because there's a lot of money to be made there. And the people get burned who are trying to buy the dip and then they believe we're getting bullish again. And I see 902 Johnson that you're hoping the low is in. It might very well not be. We might have to come back down to that 200-week moving average that we spoke about yesterday, which is around 60,000. So if that does happen, we want to rip the Band-Aid off. We want to have a plan. What will we do? The good news is the silver lining, which we always like to give on the channel, because I truly believe you got to zoom out so that you don't get your head you don't get too lost in all of this, right? Is that if that were the case and we are following the traditional trajectory of the 4-year cycle or whatever you want to call it, right? The timing of this, then maybe come October, November, we'll start the bull market again. So You got to make your own plan. We did a whole episode on this yesterday, so go back and watch that if you really want to know exactly what the blueprint may look like and the key levels to recover if we were to go back into a bull market. That said, I do think that this retracement is going to be a lot more shallow than previous bear markets due to the fact that we didn't have any kind of euphoric top. But go ahead, back to you, Rob.
All right, so the next thing that we're going to be looking at for daily close, this is going to be very important, is what kind of candlestick do we close right here today. So yesterday I was looking for a bullish engulfing candle. We did not get it. We closed at the same level. That's not a bullish engulfing candle, hence why we made a new low today. So we are making new lows. But the one thing I'm starting to see here is we have 1, 2, 3, 4 long wicks on the bottom. So buyers are coming in at these levels here. The buyers are stepping in at these levels here. And let's see here. Let's look over here. And we are closing underneath this level right here. So there is a potential for a bull trap here to get that CME gap filled up. So I'm getting more bullish in the low time frame air, but I'm still bearish high time frame until we get a confirmed type of reversal and a higher time frame, like the 2-week Stosh RSI closing up above 20. Until then, I think we're going to be hitting the 2-week SMA 200 at some point here. But right now, it's looking like we may get some kind of relief bounce. How is that going to help out? Is that going to help out alts? What's that going to do with alts? I think it's going to be select alts that run. It's not going to be I think all of them will kind of at least have a bounce, but I think it's going to be select alts that can have major gains. So we'll be posting what we think in group on those ones.
All right, yeah, so you got to get in group, guys. And isn't it cool how Rob can tell a story with the charts? I'm just saying, like, I love that story about how the wicks are coming in. People are like, this is a true analysis, right, of exactly what's happening on all different time frames. Now get your notes out, get your whiteboard. But I have a huge Samsung touch screen that I like have hundreds of boards on. Write down the stuff, write your checklist down, right? The 2-week stochastic RSI crossing above 20 if we're going to get some bullish momentum back, key levels, have everything mapped out. So you have a plan and a strategy and you know exactly what's happening at all times, right? That is just it. Take notes, enroll in the course when it comes out, and you're gonna do phenomenally. So we have a lot of setups posted in group ready for, if we get that dead cat bounce or relief rally, and a lot of coins do look like they will be bearishly retesting. Right, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, yes, the dead cat bounce. So in a bear market, this is how you got to look at it. A bounce is a bearish retest on a higher time frame. So what level are we going to go bearish retest? You can long up to if it's a 10% move up to the bearish retest, then it's going to be a good long. And then you can sit there and look for a short opportunity. It's kind of the way I look at it, if that makes sense.
Right. So you long it up to the bearishly retesting zone, and then you short it, which will be the bigger move, right? Because the bigger moves are, to the downside in bear markets until we get a confirmed reversal. And that may be soon, that may be months from now, or maybe end of year. We could just stay patient, guys, and let the charts tell you and let the signal show you. You won't catch the exact bottom, you won't catch the exact top, but the money's made in the middle, and you'll be way better at protecting your capital and managing your risk. And also, if you're a long-term buyer like 902 Johnson and a lot of Theta gang, you can get much better entries potentially on your long-term bags if you do follow these mechanical rules that we teach in the course and in the group, right?
Yep, 100%. I mean, I think I heard some people in groups saying they're buying the dip and stuff like that. And me, I like buying dips that make me sick. And if people are out there still buying dips, apparently it's not making people sick yet, because most people don't buy dips that make them sick.
Or just the real ones out there that are in this for the long haul, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
maybe there's different feelings. Me, I'm a very patient person. I'll wait for a signal. I'll wait for the dip of the dippity dip. There's those memes out there you can see every once in a while like that. There's a reason that people make memes about that, because it happens more often than not.
It does. And a lot of times people are completely out of money when you do get the biggest dip, right? And you do get the best opportunity. And I myself am a long-term holder and investor, apart from having a trading portfolio, right? So I understand when people are saying buy the dip. So one of the things I've learned from working with Rob and from, building this course out with Rob is that even as a long-term investor, we can get much better entries if we pay attention to some of these signals. Maybe you're dollar cost averaging now, but you save like your real double down money for when it actually hits, certain levels. So we do teach how to enter and exit the bull market like a pro. Okay, so we teach you a lot of tips and tricks, even if you are a long-term investor as well. But really, learning how to trade is such a phenomenal skill to add to your skill set, right? It just is. So before we bring this up real quick, Rob, I just want to show you guys. So a lot of people have been trying to enter the group, and it's been amazing, but some people have been having trouble with the bot. I just want to show you very quickly. In Telegram, we have a support verification group set up for people to go and check that out. So I'm just going to show you quickly what that looks like so that when you go in, you understand how it works. I'm just going to share my screen real quick. Let's see here, because we've had a lot of issues with people trying to join, and I just want to make sure that everybody gets to join. So I'm going to share my screen really quickly, and you guys tell me if you can see it. Can you see it?
Yep.
All good? Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're just going to go into the group now. And as you can see, where are we here? Sorry, guys. I got to go to the Hive verification channel here. Okay, so you're just going to click on the verification bot when you get into the group, and you will see here that what can this bot do. So you'll click on this, and you'll be sent to BYDFI to sign up for BYDFI, okay? And it has our custom campaign here, which is a $100 USDT bonus on your first deposit for any deposit, $5, $10, whatever it is. You just have to transfer it to your futures. So if you did sign up and you didn't get that $100 bonus, do DM us or write us in Discord, open a support ticket so you know it's us. But one thing I want to point out here is it says referral code optional here. If you click on that, it's already got a referral code pasted there. And that's all you need. You don't have to mess with that. So if that is already in there from the start, all you have to do is sign up, get your user ID, and paste that in. All right. So that was just like a quick side note. You guys saw all that, right? Like sometimes I don't know if I'm sharing my screen properly, but yeah. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, and do join the group. It is a no-brainer. It is not going to be free for much longer, and we do want you guys to get as much value as you possibly can. If you're tuning in on X, that same link is in my description on my X page. So yeah, Rob, back to you.
Other than that, I don't really have anything else to share. It's just let's see if we get some reversal ideas in here and we get some good strong bounces, because it looks like they're trying to come in. I just want a little bit more confirmation, see what the daily close looks like. But it looks like we are kind of getting them. If not, we're just, let's look at the 1 day here on time frames. We still need to close above the 1 day 9. I didn't think we closed above the 12 hours just yet, have we? USTC, sorry. Ooh, that thing's still breaking out to the upside.
Yeah, we've got a lot of interesting things to pay attention to right now, guys. So
yeah, so we're still underneath the 12-hour SMA 9 as well too on a lot of tokens. So it's still just a very good time to be careful.
Right. Yeah.
So if those longs, I want to see the 1 day. I want to see the 1 day close, 12-hour and 1 day close.
Right. So be cautiously optimistic now for maybe a bounce as we're getting into this oversold territory. Look for the signs that Rob's been talking about. We have a lot of setups posted in group if you want to go check those out. We don't have time to get into altcoins today as we had to cut this one short. We may be back on again tomorrow. It's sort of hit or miss as we're building and getting our course ready. But guys, if you like that, do please share this, hit the subscribe, like button, and join the Hive. That's all I have to say. And we'll be getting down in there with lots of amazing setups and crushing it. So yes, we will tune in the same time, probably tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. So be there, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.
Have a good one, everybody.